Trash Panda Small Batch episode 4 is here, and we have 3 small batch drops from this month because July is a little bit longer of a month, and they release a new special recycled plastic disc every 2 weeks. They being Trash Panda, who are one of my sponsors, but also just a company that I love working with because they're solving a little bit of a problem with this small batch program, I guess 2. 1, getting more cool discs into people's hands, and 2, being able to recycle smaller quantities of plastic because you don't always have enough plastic to do a full run, which is why we have these 3 discs today. This disc already came out. This is the Crocs Base Canyon. They have recycled Crocs shoes in here. They first had it on the inner core, and now we have the second official Crocs mold, and this base feels really good. It's plenty tacky, and I actually have a disc for my bag to compare it with today. I'm guessing it'll be a little different because this is the Super Plastic Canyon from Luke Carmichael's earlier small batch number 1 run, maybe small batch number 2. But now we have a Crocs Canyon. Base plastic always feels a little smaller in my hand than premium plastic does, and you're not seeing any flights overlaid as I'm talking about these because Jesse actually special requested that I not throw them beforehand. So we have a little bit of a raw reaction on the course today, but I'll show you plenty of shots, don't worry, when we play a 9-hole Trash Panda specific layout. I'll tell you more in a second because the second disc that we have is this UV inner core. This is the stiffest inner core that I have felt, at least up until I felt another disc that came in the same exact box that I cannot wait to tell you about. But this disc changes colors in the sun. Right now we're still very shaded. I don't think it's been fully in the sun. So I guess let's see for the first time here if it changes pretty drastically. Oh yeah, it's turning so much more purple. That's cool. It's a little bit of like a delayed reaction compared to what I expected. We have a UV inner core, which is quite stiff, which I've been asking Trash Panda for forever. And so I actually have the inner core for my bag, which a little bit less stiff. This was from my Baja Metal Flake run that we did when I tried to ace every hole at Johnny Roberts before I moved from Colorado. This is much stiffer. And then this is something special that I will be throwing, and I'll show you the comparisons throughout some of the video, but mostly I believe this one's gonna go in the bag. Similar stiffness, not probably gonna be in the small batch releases, but maybe something for me later, but I gotta earn it. Wow, it is crazy how much more purple this looks. This disc, the UV inner core, is a release for Maria Oliva, and now it's back to being grayer. This is her signature disc from this year, so I'm super excited to throw this. And this one actually drops tomorrow as I'm recording, and then there's gonna be a third one this month, which is the Phone Case Ozone, which I'm stoked that they brought back a little bit. And I say brought back because if you guys saw last month's video, July they did a birthday box where they did red Phone Case Canyons, but they got more colors. So they sent me out one in the purple, one in this teal, and one in the pink. These are not the official names. They always have much cooler names than that, but they don't come out for 2 weeks. So we'll be throwing these guys today. It was a pretty prototypical Ozone. Very good feel in the hand. It's relatively stiff. It's like 85 degrees today, which is kind of cool for how it's been for the last little bit. And so it feels really nice in the hand. This one's shimmer, got a little more shimmer and dome to it. It flew just like an 8.6 -3.1 disc should. All that goodness being said, I've created a 9-hole loop to play for every single small batch release this year. We've already done it for the first, geez, what number is this one? 9, so the first 8? Holy cow. And currently this is where the leaderboard sits. There are some new stock premium dunes and gains that came out when I did the first video. And so those are actually in the lead at 4 down, but they don't count because it's not a small batch disc. Then the next best has been 3 down a bunch of times, and it's a 9-hole loop on this layout. And I got a great comment on another video where I was playing the back 11 whites for a ton of reviews, and they said that I should call it the test track. And I think I just like that name for every track that I use multiple times. This is officially the Trash Panda Small Batch Test Track. We'll just call it the Trash Panda Test Track, and maybe find some fun names for the other ones. Thank you so much for that comment. That is such a great idea. And that's what we have today. So 9 holes with just these discs. I do play 2 off the top, but if I'm super honest, I'm so stoked that they came out with the stiff inner core. Wow, this is so white now, and it was just so purple. That's so neat. Alrighty, hole number 1, 500-foot par 4. You can see the flag right down there. I'm gonna get started just by throwing this inner core right down the middle and putting us in play. It's officially transitioning from white to purple as we speak. Feels like it's gonna be overstable because it's stiff, but I think it's just gonna be a normal inner core. Yep, super nice. Just sit. All right, we're in play. That means we could throw an upshot from there with the canyon for birdie, but we got 2 off the top, so maybe try to roll the Ozone down there. But before that happens, I want to warm up a little and see how it flies compared to these 2. The stiffer inner cores actually feel a little bit less deep than this inner core does. I don't exactly know why that would be the case. Here's the black metal flake. Oh, that one might be more overstable. Oh, that's nice. This is the one that's in my bag. Gosh, I know that disc so well, but I gotta change it for the black one. I don't have to, but pinky roller, typical Ozone. So you're gonna have to actually put it on a decent amount of angle eagling with a phone case. Don't bounce like that. Go, 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 go. Oh, that bounce, man. It's like almost as far as the inner core. Let's throw one in the air. Oh, nice. It's flying so well. Thought I burned it over. I think this is my favorite month of small batch yet. It's nice to finally have a stiff inner core in the wild. It helps that I like the canyon, it's in my bag, and it helps that I threw the phone case ozone in the last small batch video. I'm feeling like this is gonna come out at the top of the leaderboard at the end of today. I do putt with the same inner cores for the whole entire year, just some regular stock-based plastic ones back there, but I'm pumped for today. Our nice little iridescent inner core was about 50-60 short of the roller ozone, which ironically enough is not as far as the air shot that I threw. Crocs Canyon, nice and soft. Still got some bite to it. And because it's base, it sat down. This one should actually have a little more bite. Didn't warm up the putters, but I'm hoping from this distance, it's not necessary. Don't scare me like that, dude. I was just gassing you up. All right, our second hole, 13, 265 feet. Basket is right in that little shaded spot. Little headwind coming up the hill. I feel like this Crocs Canyon is gonna be money. Did seem to have a little bit less bite on that super short upshot that I threw. Can't really tell a lot on a 100-foot upshot. My head says it's not gonna be as overstable as this one, and it will kind of glide out if I throw it on a hard ante through this gap. So I'm gonna try to keep it a little higher. And then after, hopefully striping this shot, I got a little inner core challenge. See which of them can hit this little gap that you see the basket through. The Maria, the one that's in my bag, or the new black metal flake, which is not available. And if you pick up the Maria because you want a stiff inner core, maybe sometime down the line after I earn it, you'll have to pick up a second one. Let's stripe the canyon. Okay, yeah, not even close to as overstable. I actually thought I misreleased that inside and it was gonna fight out early and hit a tree. It flew to the other side of the gap. This is what the Lucas Canyon flies like. A lot more ante, a lot more fight out. But we'll start with the one that's in my bag, the most pressure, skinny, skinny gap. Ah, nope. All right, get it lefter. Black metal flake. Oh, it's not flipping as much. That is definitely more overstable. Maria, you can do it and win. There it is. Oh, so close. That one flies just like the one that's in my bag, and these black ones fly more overstable. That is so interesting. They're so much more overstable. Not so much, that's generous, but wow, that's awesome. Alrighty, I just circle look. Yes. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh, 14, iconic, on a rock way down there. When I see this basket, I think of that classic rock song, I wanna rock. But instead it's, I'm on a rock. That's what the basket's saying. 230 feet, so many options. And this time we're doing a little ozone forehand test after we throw our normal shot. I wanna try to give it an ace run with an ozone forehand because that would be one of the prettiest shots to see. A little hyzer flip right at it. However, we've so far birdied only using ozones and canyons, so it's about time that Maria pulls her weight. Nice. Yes, that thing flies just like the one that's in my bag right now. It's got a little bit more turn out of the box than these do if you pick one up new. I actually have a bunch of these still available on Infinite from my Ace Run Challenge. They have this nice little Bodanza ghost stamp from my mountains, but I like the feel of that one more than the one that's in my bag. A little bit of hyzer flip. Gosh, I love that disc. Let's see how these ozones fare. Hyzer flip right at it on a forehand. Gosh. Edge of the circle. Let's commit to it a little bit. That's the opposite of commitment. There we go. Come on. Just under. Come on, purple. No, it's too low. It's so nice, though. Smack the rock dead center. You gotta commit, folks. Maria did her part. Now it's time for me to do mine. Let's go, baby. Bang. Hole 15, 265. up the hill, around the corner. You can see the basket a little tiny bit in the middle of your screen. Funnily enough, I think this wouldn't be a bad forehand for the Ozone, flipping it up there. I actually might try and see how torque resistant the Canyon is on a forehand, especially because we have an 850-foot par 5 through the woods next hole. The Canyon could be really useful on for the shot to try to get up and down for birdie. We'll throw the inner core first. Man, it just goes back to white so fast. It's really cool how much it shifts during one round. Money in the circle. Pulled it a little outside, but solid. Yes, dude. That is so sick. I feel like the Maria one flies exactly how I'd expected inner core to fly, and these fly like if you beefed one up for a pro arm. Yes, dude, I can hit that hard. It's just drifting. I think we get the idea that I like that disc that is not available, and who knows when or if it'll be available, so we'll just throw these from here on out for the video. Sorry for that intermission. Let's see how the Canyon flies on a forehand. So nice. Wow, that is money. Very straight, kind of reminds me, I mean, even the plastic look reminds me of a Jawbreaker zone. If you think about that compared to a normal zone, that's kind of how this flies to me. Backhand seems to be pretty straight. Forehand has some torque resistance still. It didn't flip up as much as I expected, and I'm sure that's just a lack of speed on the forehand versus backhand. Thought I pushed that one right side. Let's go. Par 5 coming up. Solid pace so far. I don't want to say the E word before I play this par 5. And if you know what I'm talking about, you didn't hear anything. 839-foot par 5. Still not going to talk about the E word. Just going to focus on getting a nice little birdie here. Phone case, Ozone, hitting it on just the right amount of hyzer that it stays mostly straight. Can drift a little right, but not too far right, because this hole is just so tricky. There's jail on either side. Probably better to be lefter than righter, but that slipped a little. I thought about chucking and I didn't chuck it. Good thing we're focused on birdie and nothing more, you know? That would have been crazy if we thought about something else. Ah! See, now it's gonna be perfect. We can't pretend like that's my shot, right? Oh, even with the good kick too? Dang it. Jeez, that's awesome. Oh, that's gross. That's just huge. Well, the red pad here is a 615-foot par 5. And luckily there's this big old cutout over here because I'm not in the worst position ever. I can take the straightness of this Crocs Canyon, hopefully, throw a slow panning turnover right back to the middle, hopefully a little bit past the 400 tree. Okay, that's it. That's not bad, but I kind of threw it into the ground instead of gliding it out at all. Not enough hyzer. Get through everything though. Huh. That was quite lucky. I think I might have a long putt at it for birdie still. Oh, too much turn. Alrighty, 4 to play. The pace has been great, so let's see if I can keep it going. 350 feet, my favorite hole on this Trash Panda test track because it is, 1, a hole that I never play, and 2, just dead straight down this tunnel. I think it's time to see what this inner core is made of. No, I did not do that, did I? I did do that. I really did. I did like the feel of the Maria one more than this one when I got started, but sometimes you're wrong. I'm not going the direction you think, I bet. Oh, dang it. Swing. Oh. .241. Dead ahead. Flat to hyzer. Honestly, flat to hyzer here works well too. Or the inner core. We don't have a Canyon backhand birdie yet, so might as well start here. That's crazy. Skip. How did it flip? Oh, man, not a great shot. Just gotta slow it down. Makes sense. Yep. Oh. All right. CUV really needs some pretty direct light. Hasn't been really getting super colorful in the shade, which I think makes sense, I guess. I just hadn't thought about that because it feels light out. But it was purple there for the first time, and it kind of surprised me because I've been seeing the white one. Really cool to have two colors of one disc. Got two great holes though coming up here. And even though I'm 3 down, which is tied with the best in the small batch series, I cannot seem to break that 4 down barrier, even though I was 4 down through 4. Brutal. If I get these last 2, I can even beat the stock discs, but it's gonna take some good shots. Hole 10, 300, right behind that middle tree there. Trusty. That'll work. I feel like this canyon flies just like that, somehow. It is a 165, so that might be a part of it. So it's a little bit lightweight. Yeah, just hyzer flips the whole way. Not bad. Pretty officially my favorite set of small batch discs from this year so far. Very excited to see what is yet to come. I just remembered August might have something really neat. And the one I'm thinking of isn't any of these molds. But yeah, these are super good, just typical Ozones. They're on the slightly stiffer side for sure, but a really good understable 8-speed. This is a super straight run of Canyon. For me, a little bit better on the forehand than a backhand because the backhand, I just am turning it a little bit too much. And then this is a really, really good inner core. Super cool that this one is two-toned and flies so well. A little bit uphill, 280 feet to finish. And if I get the birdie, it's the outright lead. If I at least par, I'll be winning the small batch series. I would go this Canyon, but sometimes you gotta know yourself. Inner core, little headwind. That's gonna be a putt to finish. Throw it right into the light so that we can see it change colors. That is some foresight. 5 down, baby. Let's go. If you want to pick any of these up, they will be linked down below. Number 9 through number 11. -5. I think we might have to skip over the middle here next time. Big shout out to Trash Panda for being a great partner and sponsor, and Jesse, the owner, being a good friend. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want to see the rest of the small batch series for the rest of the discs, they'll be up there. They do sell out pretty fast, so I don't imagine these will be around super long when they do drop. But if you want to watch the fun, you can check those out, even if most of them are not going to be available. Otherwise, YouTube thinks you like this video. And I think I like that you watched this one. So thank you. See you soon.